Okay. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, today I'm going to be telling you my opinions and thoughts and views on some highly controversial topics. The reason that I'm making this video is because when I watch like a YouTuber or whatever, I always kind of want to know like where they stand on like controversial topics and like if they agree with me and if not. Yes, so I thought it would be interesting if I told you guys how I feel about some controversial topics of today. So I asked you guys to tell me some controversial topics for me to talk about. So I have a little list. There are 8 topics for me to talk about. Let's just jump into it. Let's get right on with this controversial Q&A. Alright, so the first topic that I was asked about was the N-word and like who is allowed to say it and like is it ever acceptable to say. My views are that I don't think that it's a nice word. Like it's not a positive word. And it makes me uncomfortable to hear no matter who's saying it. But the thing is that it's not my word to claim. It hasn't been used to bring me down. Its use was not ever used to offend like white people. So I think that it's not in my place to tell people of color that they're not allowed to use the word. If somebody doesn't want to use the word or doesn't like it when people use the word, that's completely respected and valid. However, I also believe that if somebody is black and they want to take a word that has been used in the past to be degrading and offensive and they want to turn it into something positive for themselves, I respect that as well. That's what I think. I think that if you're black, you have the right to use the word however you feel. You have the right to use it. You have the right to not use it. As long as it's not being used to be offensive or to be disrespectful. The second one, okay, Logan Paul. Honestly, I'm so disappointed in him. Because, okay, I never liked Jake Paul. I never even was a fan of either of the two brothers. But I didn't have strong negative feelings toward Logan Paul. And I didn't think there was anything wrong with him. I, like, supported him and respected him as a YouTuber. And when this whole thing came out with the Suicide Forest, I don't know, man. I just was so disappointed, and I still am incredibly disappointed. And I don't even know where to begin. Can I forgive him? I think that I could forgive him. But the real question is, because I know that he made an apology video, and then I know that he made that other, like, follow-up video pretty recently, also raising awareness about suicide, and I thought it was a pretty good video. The thing is that I have no way of knowing if he's being genuine. I have no way of knowing if he's just apologizing because he wants to get on with his life, or if he actually feels bad. And I'm not going to make assumptions about whether or not he feels bad because it's not right for me to just, like, say whether he's being genuine or not. But the fact is, the thing that I'm aware of and the thing that I know is that people do dumb things, offensive things, bad things all the time. I've done some things that I'm not proud of. And have I learned from those things? Absolutely, yes, I have. I think that people do learn and people do make mistakes. It's just hard because, like I said, I have no way of knowing if he's being genuine or not. But I'm willing to give him a second chance. And if he makes another mistake like that, then that means that he didn't learn from it, that he didn't feel bad. And that's something that then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But right now, I don't know. He made 2 apology videos. I'm willing to not forget about it, but be understanding and, give him a second chance. That's just me. The next one is paying for college. Alright, I'm not educated in this realm, but basically I'm kind of on the edge because I think it's important for people to be educated. If people have the desire and the drive to be educated in college and they are unable to pay for it, I think that that's sad and that's something that should be fixed. But also, if you don't have to pay for college, how are the colleges going to be able to pay for like equipment, or just like how are colleges going to be able to pay for like the extravagant stuff that they have now? Like I know, like depending on like what you're studying, like I don't know, you have to pay for like you have like labs in college, like you have, I don't know, you just have like a lot of things in college that I feel like are expensive because they supply a lot of expensive things for you so that you're able to learn and have the materials needed to be able to like do X, Y, and Z. How college is going to be able to pay for that if people don't have to pay to go to college. So it's like, yes, I mean, I don't think people should have to pay as much, but also like, but then what are you going to do? Next one is abortion. I am pro-choice. However, that doesn't mean that I don't understand the argument against being pro-choice. I personally think that if you're with child and your fetus is unable to live, not connected to you, like it's still connected to you, it's being fed through you, it's being like, it's living inside of you on your nutrients and inside your uterus, and it's unable to live outside of you, I think it's still a part of you. It doesn't have a fully functioning brain, it doesn't have emotions, it can't feel. I think it's as much alive as like an egg in your ovaries. Like, I don't think any mother wakes up one day and says, oh, I'm gonna have an abortion. Like, it's never like that. Like, it's not an easy decision for anybody, and when the decision is made, it's usually for a good reason. The parents are unable to support a child, and like, I know a lot of the arguments are going to be like, well, what about adoption? And adoption is great and adoption is wonderful. However, I completely understand if a parent doesn't want their child to be adopted, because I do know that children who are adopted sometimes do tend to suffer a little bit mentally, because it's not easy, knowing that your family isn't your biological family. That can't be easy. That's a hard thing. I don't know, whatever the reason may be, that's something that I have to respect because it's her body and the child inside is still feeding and living and existing because of her body. That's something I have to respect. The next one is Trump. I am not a fan of him. I think he is completely ignorant. I think he doesn't think before he opens his mouth, which I know is something that people find refreshing. And to be honest with you, it would be refreshing if the things that he said weren't so awful and ignorant and discomforting. It scares me sometimes, most of the time, when he speaks. And I would much prefer it if he were not my president. But you know what? It's been a year. I'm hoping that I can survive the next 3 years. I don't really want to go into a lot of detail talking about him because I don't like to talk about him. But no, I really don't like him. And I don't think he makes America look very good. The next topic is reverse racism. I think this is a very interesting topic because I think it's really interesting to talk about with people. To be honest with you, I don't have a solid stance on this topic. I think believing in reverse racism all depends on your definition of racism. If you think that racism is caused because somebody is a minority, then you're not going to believe that reverse racism exists. White people are not a minority. However, I know a couple of people who, in their environment of growing up, these people are white. In their environment where they grew up, they were a minority. They grew up in a predominantly black area. In that set area, they were a minority. And these people that I know were discriminated against and picked on and constantly were degraded because they were white and because they were different. And that honestly confuses me because I do think that's racism. And when somebody is being degrading and rude and disrespectful towards you because of the color of your skin, I think that's racism. But I think that in the long term, reverse racism is not like a major issue. And I just think that instead of like picking and choosing like, oh, like reverse racism, like no more racism, no, just like don't be racist in general. I don't think that it's something that we have to like clarify whether we're talking about reverse racism or normal racism. Just don't be racist. The next one is having kids. I don't know why this is controversial. Have kids if you want to have kids. If you don't want to have kids, don't have kids. Next one is the death penalty. The death penalty confuses me. Even if somebody has done the worst possible crime, it doesn't make me happy. It doesn't give me a sense of like fulfillment if that person is killed. Like, it doesn't make me feel good. to see anybody die, no matter how awful their crime is. I don't know how exactly they decide who gets the death penalty and who doesn't. If somebody is going to be considered for giving the death penalty, I think there needs to be a lot of requirements. So for example, I don't think that anybody with a mental illness should be given the death penalty. I don't think anybody under the age of 18 should be given a death penalty. I don't think that people should be given the death penalty when there's a chance for them to grow and learn as a human being. You know, that's more fulfilling to me than seeing anybody get punished. When somebody learns from their mistakes, that makes me a million times happier than seeing them die. But anyway, yeah, that's this video. I hope you enjoyed. You can always leave me suggestions for other videos to film in the comment. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on post notifications to be notified every time I post a video. Thanks for watching. Bye. Mwah.